Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Choose Your Superpower, a brand new intergalactic game show where we give painfully average beings over a variety of species a superpower from the wheel to try and achieve retribution from their lack of accomplishment. Remarkably unremarkable, this contestant has achieved nothing of worth. He let his chance to make a move on the love of his life slip through his fingers, and he still hasn't found a way back to those childhood passions that others would cherish. He just doesn't have the confidence to commit to them and never will. On the winding road to a life filled with mediocrity, today the Wheel of Powers stand as a deer in the headlights, challenging the mundane end that calls our contestant's name. Coming onto the stage, nobody clap for Liam, the Homo sapien. Come on Liam, get up here you little rascal. So Liam, are you familiar with how our game show works? No, not really. I didn't even sign up. I just woke up here. Let's talk through all of the options you can get here, okay? Wear these headphones so only the crowd can hear what I'm saying. I don't know why that's necessary. I'm the contestant. Surely I should be hearing, how the game show works. Liam, if you don't wear them, no superpowers, okay? Put on the fucking headphones. Okay, fine. The first possible power, ladies and gentlemen, is super strength. The ability to throw cars hundreds of meters, jump the height of a skyscraper, and much, much more. The pros? You can win competitions, you can finally impress your father figure, you can get bitches. The cons? Well, you'd have to pack on some serious density or you'd be a human-shaped balloon. And with muscles that dense, your blood flow would tank. Goodbye oxygen, hello necrosis. So you'd basically end up limbless or a corpse. Okay, let's just say you had super capillaries that were magically able to distribute oxygen all over your muscles. Well then you'd still have to have an obscene quantity of oxygen in your body at all times just to keep said muscles alive. You'd essentially be bedridden, limited to an oxygen mask, just to ensure you don't waste away. Good luck fulfilling your Hulk fantasy, you gasping ape. Okay, well let's say you had magic lungs then that were 5 times more efficient than human lungs, just for the sake of the audience. Well, what about Liam's heart? It can only pump so much blood, and if it goes any faster, a clot will form or he will have a heart attack. Okay, fine, we'll give him a magic heart then. Then, food becomes an issue, because for the amount of sucrose and protein needed to sustain a body of that size, he would have to eat nearly all the time with a superpower digestive system. Not to mention his lymph nodes, which are responsible for removing fluid from muscle, or the bigger brain he would need to accommodate the added motor neurons in a larger, denser body, or the kidneys needing to reabsorb enough water for his bigger body, or the joint and tendon strain, or the pancreas needing to produce enough insulin, or the increased cancer rate. The second super shit power is invisibility. How fun. The possibilities are endless, but mostly perverse. Let's start with the pros, shall we? Well, you can hide around, you can rob stores, you can... I'm not even going to say that, you sick crowd. The cons though? Well, how does invisibility actually work? Does light reflect off your body? Because in that instance, you'd just be a glorified human-shaped mirror. Maybe light passes through you when you will it, then. How does that work? We currently don't know enough about light to even conceptualize how something like that can function, because it probably doesn't. And even if something magical made light pass through you, you still wouldn't be able to see. Eyes have photosensitive receptors which detect wavelengths of light, and if they pass through you, they wouldn't be absorbed by your receptors. You'll either be blind or a floating pair of eyeballs conveniently placed in Ryan Reynolds' changing room. And do clothes become invisible? It might be an awkward conversation accidentally reappearing in the staff room of a bank, unsheathed and undraped. Would you have to get rid of all body hair for it to work? Will you still bump into objects when invisible? Will you begin phasing through the floor in your new form? I hope Liam has the spare time to figure all of these questions out, because we sure as hell don't. Incoming is... drumroll please. I said fucking drumroll. Hyperintelligence. A fantastical ability providing the contestant with the foresight and cognition of a god. He will never be limited by the constraints of his biology, the sentience of man paired with the sapience of AI. Every question answered and all possibilities observed. Being able to pursue any intellectual venture you want, knowing you have the genius to crack it. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, firstly, studies show that individuals with IQ of 140 or above have an exponentially lower quality of life and plummeting hedonic set points of happiness. A wise man once asked, have you ever met people who were terribly clever but also terribly broken? For they looked into the abyss and concluded that there was nothing looking back. Let's hope Liam doesn't take a peek after today, because not only that, forming interpersonal relationships would be next to impossible because of the unfathomably different perspectives they have on life. I mean, speaking to somebody 5 standard deviations more inferior than you will always induce the complex of that of an adult speaking to a child. Adults have no business speaking to children for more than 5 minutes. They shouldn't, at least. Anyway, trying to be cordial or even friends with those who are leagues beneath you must be a fun challenge, even for the humblest of apes. Or homo sentiens, or whatever they call themselves. Within a week, Liam would have the personality only a mother could love. Not only that, but this show is being broadcasted to Liam's home planet. Good luck avoiding being used as a political pawn or a research monkey back on Earthia after they observe your newfound genius. He will never be spoken to with pure intentions ever again. That must feel lonely. I hope he doesn't get in his own head though, it's a big and scary place in there. The next curse, power, is time control. Time control means stopping or slowing time, forget going back. Too many temporal paradoxes to list. I don't have the time to explain that before the intergalactic advertisements start playing, alright? I know how much you guys hate those. Possibilities with time control though are endless, are they not? Having the reaction time of a god, being able to pause time and learn whatever you want to infinitely, becoming a master of everything, being able to stay in moments you truly enjoy forever. It sounds like you have your own existence in the palm of your hand, an eternal plaything to do with as you please. Well, how are you going to be able to see again? Provided everything pauses, light no longer travels, meaning it won't bounce off things into those beautiful baby blue eyes of Liam's. Not to mention, because of oxygen remaining still in the air, you'd have to constantly be moving, collecting air like Pac-Man, otherwise you suffocate. Okay, what if we slow time then? So we are moving in real time, but everything else isn't. Well, in that case, you'd still perceive the world in slow motion. Light would also be moving in slow motion. It would feel like playing a Steam game on 500 ping. You can be sitting down playing chess, and while you just moved a pawn, you're still seeing the other person make their last move due to the delay in light reaching your eyes. Okay, fine. Let's just say light and air were the only things that moved in real time. Well, firstly, for everybody else, it would be as though there's a constant hurricane because of hugely accelerated wind speeds. Because of you selfish monkey. Secondly, you're still bound to real time, whatever that means. If everything slowed down for you, in other people's perception, you'd still be moving incredibly fast. If you were to flip a page from a book, chances are you'd rip the thing from how quickly in real time you're moving the book. Similarly, the page would probably set on fire if you stopped time entirely. The friction on the page from how fast you moved it in real time would probably make it burst into flames. The internet wouldn't load, cars wouldn't function, you'd just be standing still in a random room, barely being able to read books. How fun. Liam would essentially be a blind Flash who can't breathe when standing still and everything he touches sets on fire. I mean, it sounds great to me. Hey, we should make a Netflix show about that. Okay, what about the next disability? That being flight. Well, first of all, it's not biologically possible. Liam would need wings the size of airplanes and good luck fitting in fucking bathroom stalls. Okay, fine. Let's give him normal-sized wings with the magic ability to propel him in the sky. Well, what happens then? Liam is very heavy, and Liam has a large surface area compared to most birds on the planet. Wind resistance would be very, very strong. And no, audience, I'm not fat-shaming him. I'm sure nature will slow down for Liam to accommodate his rather large frame. You fat He also has abrasive skin, not feathers. His skin would rip to shreds with the friction, so it wouldn't be the most comfortable flying experience, to say the least. Also, human eyes aren't adapted to see in those conditions, meaning he'd probably get a very watery, blurred view of the city below, or the street. I mean, what's the point of flying if you can't see the beautiful, picturesque views of the English cities and streets?
I hate it here.
He'd also have to stay low enough to the ground to make sure he isn't deprived of oxygen or he doesn't experience intense hypothermia from the bitterly cold conditions, meaning he doesn't really get to enjoy the panoramic views of England, Bradford and Birmingham. There's also legal issues with flying paths. You'd be directly exposed to weather conditions, physical strains, collision risks, landing/takeoff issues, weight restrictions. Guys, I know how much you love these, and secretly I do too, so we added a little wild card power for fun, eh? The wild card power is... summoning! Liam would gain the ability to attract any pigeons within a 20-meter radius to him. Functionality? Non-existent. But cool party trick? Cool as hell. Ironically, this power-up is probably better than the next one because the next one is really fucking shit. It's teleportation, and I can't even get excited for the crowd. I can't get excited for you guys because this one's just shit. I mean, provided he has the pinpoint accuracy to not materialize in a wall or a floor or space. The Earth's atmosphere is not a vacuum. There are atoms in the air which he will be teleporting inside of. Here's a little trivia for the crowd. What happens when Mommy Electron and Daddy Electron love each other very much? We'll save that for the after 8 PM show. The metaphysical implications, though, of two electrons materializing inside of one another would probably be disastrous. At best, they repel each other and then the atom really quickly moves to one side or the other. But keep in mind how many atoms occupy a cubic meter of space. It's this many. I don't know the number because I can't be bothered to Google right now, but it's a lot. You're telling me that the chances of two electrons materializing inside of one another will not happen out of that many chances? Let's just hope Liam gets very lucky. At worst, though, a black hole instantaneously forms or we snap space-time in half, creating fucking nuclear fission or something, blowing up whatever destination he tried to teleport to. I mean, that doesn't really seem like what Liam had in mind for a weekend away at Barbados, does it? This one is almost as shit as teleportation, so I'm still not excited. But it's super speed, yay! However you manage to operate at super speed, you'd need to fashion a very streamlined suit and hope it doesn't rip off your body, paired with Liam's skin and flesh. Wind resistance is a common theme in a lot of these power-ups, and it's because humans weren't optimized for traveling at extremely high speeds. The frictional forces are just too strong. You'd also need some sort of landing or takeoff strip everywhere you go because of the acceleration you'd need to reach super speed. If the acceleration was instant though, you'd probably concuss yourself from whiplash, knocking yourself out instantly. And if your brain didn't match the super speed your body has, you'd probably be running into buildings left, right and center and making a bit of a splat noise because of the lack of reaction time capabilities your brain will have. Let's get into the penultimate option, guys. This one's an exciting one, and to be honest, it's pretty good. Immortality. Why die when you could just not? Well, how would this be achieved? Let's go with the approach that coincides with the ape's science the most. Regeneration or splitting of cells is as fast as the speed of light, paired with a leveled up immune system. That means injuries get healed instantly, illnesses, cancer included, get boinked magically. Aging doesn't occur because the ratio of cells dying to new cells being created never surpasses 1-to-1, even during injury. Well, the Earth in around 3 billion years will be uninhabitable, and in around 10, it would probably be entirely swallowed by the sun. If the monkeys managed to escape out into the stars, there'd still be a time in the infinitely distant future in which all things, systems, and resources deplete and break down. Atoms withhold energy, meaning the building blocks of reality will also degenerate. Black holes are all that will be left, scattered in the cosmos irregularly. Even those, though, undergo Hawking radiation, or whatever the homo sentient term is. That basically means some black hole-y bits spray off, meaning very eventually, Liam will be all that's left in the universe, floating around in space, subsequently suffocating and freezing while healing instantly. The rest of existence spent floating around in the abyss in agony and torture. It's safe to say he can do a lot of looking into the abyss at this point, because it's all he'll have to do. I know you guys like that one, I'm proud of it. I was writing it up in the dressing room behind stage. The final option though is the worst arguably. All powers combined. All of humanity's greatest fantasies coalesced into one terrifying orchestra of agony and anguish. Who's excited to see Liam spin that wheel? I think Liam should be able to choose if he wants to spin the wheel. I mean, this all seems kind of inhumane, especially considering he doesn't even know how all of the powers work. Let's take off his headphones and tell him... Wait, what are you doing to me? Get that thing off me. Get that thing off me, it burns it. He was never heard from again. Okay, Liam, it's time to take off your headphones. Liam, take off the fucking headphones. Okay, yeah, they're off. What were you guys talking about, by the way? It seemed quite a long time. And what happened to that guy in the crowd? It's time to spin that wheel. Go on, Liam, give it a crack. Congrats, Liam. I have to say, I'm quite jealous. Oh my god, I got every power. I can't believe it. That's incredible. I'm gonna change the world one invention at a time. Why is the crowd silent? It's alright, everyone. I can help you all. Just give me a moment to just process everything. Wait, what's happening? I can't catch my breath. I feel heavy. Why are there so many pigeons everywhere? Oh shit, I understand. Somebody fix this. Fix this, please. Well, that's all for Choose Your Superpower. Tune in next week to see what Xylox from Messier 13 gets. Producers, wheel him off in the back. He can't die, so he's just gonna have heart attacks over and over again for a while. And get me that fucking flat white. Use the brown sugars this time. Please.